What is up, everybody? I'm Nolex, giving back with some more Solforge Fusion, and the game just got updated. The biggest part of this update is you can now earn set 2 decks here on the player XP track, and I'm still a little bit a ways from claiming them. I'm also not going to claim my set 1 decks just yet. I'm having enough fun just playing the starter decks that you are given with the game. So we're going to keep running with the starter deck. I think that if we wanted to change our deck at this point, we would have to restart our campaign, and I want to see how far I can get using just the starter decks here, the Aloyan and Utera starter decks. We just cleared Reclusa in the previous video, and now we are about ready to start up a brand new run. I'll take a look at the deck. Just as a little reminder here, we are using Steel Rosetta as the Forgeborn. We've got some robots, some replacing. That was definitely what this deck was big in. And then one thing that I definitely like out of this deck is the suppressing Prophet in order to clear some of the spiders from Reclusa. And then just the Utera deck being strong. Hibernating Bear being a really great card. I didn't realize that. I mean, it makes sense that Hibernating is low at the first 2 levels. I didn't realize Bear is also scales in a very similar way to the Hibernating modifier, which means that Hibernating Bear, and it makes sense, it's kind of a flavor win there, that the Hibernating Bear, specifically that combination, is actually a pretty useful combination. And then we got a few other interesting cards. I think this Relentless Wanderer is pretty solid as well, and then a few spells. So that's just a refresher for me, mostly. And now we will take a look at these deck enhancements. The end of the second deck cycle, play a Witherfrost Circle. That's for -6/-6 on a random card. Not terrible. This has got a bear on it. Your beasts have aggressive. When they deal damage to the enemy player, you gain 5. I don't hate it. Maybe we'll take a look at how many beasts, but I think I'm going to go for the Witherfrost Circle at the moment. When one of your scientists come into play, upgrade a card in your hand, then discard it. That's kind of interesting. Let's see how many scientists and beasts we have, respectively. 1 scientist, a mage, a warrior, a second scientist. All right, how many beasts do I have, though? I've got the bear. And if the bear is it, oh, the robot beast, then this is just a robot. Yeah, so I've got 2 beasts, 2 scientists. I could definitely see the scientist Eureka being a nice payoff, but I think I'm just going to go for Witherfrost Circle. I have seen that there are some things like all of your cards become scientists, or all of your cards become bears, or beasts, rather. That would be pretty cool, and we do also have to remember that at the end of each turn, we lose 1 health. So that could make for either the bestial count or even just the Visions of the Circle, just to have a good defensive card. I'm just going to go for the solid card here. I think this one's never wrong. I don't think that this is good, especially considering we don't really need aggressive on the Hibernating Bear. Hibernating Bear 3 is good with aggressive on it. I also like this. Let me just double check my scientists. Are my scientists good? Are they cards that I want to be playing? This is just fine. And what's my other one? Oh, the other one is reasonable. It pumps up everything. I'm gonna go for this, though. All right, and then what I did in the previous run is I always clicked which enemy seemed like it was going to be the hardest one. Crux Cobalt destroys your creature with the lowest attack at the end of each deck cycle. Okay, that's doable for a deck like this. Starts the game with a Harvesting Ground in play, no clue what that means, and plays Lightning Spark at the end of each deck cycle. That's probably worse than this. I've got no clue what this means, so let's see what Harvesting Ground even is. Starts the game with a Harvesting Ground in play. Sounds like I believe they're called, oh no, I don't know what they're called. But yeah, sounds like one of these things that's just always on the board here. And what does Harvesting Ground do? Specifically, your creatures in this lane are also zombies. When one of your zombies comes into play, put a counter on this, then transform it if there's 5 counters. And the transform is the Ziggurat of Zrath. Your creatures in this lane are also zombies. When one of your creatures in this lane is destroyed, drain 2. Okay, that does not seem like that big of a deal. We have the Forge. Starting with a Combat Techno Hulk is probably the way to go. I wouldn't mind leveling up Botanimate, but I think I'm just going to play my 2 creatures here. We'll see what my opponent plays specifically, though. Alright, well, I'm definitely going to want to dodge this. A Venerable Demon does not scale, actually gets slightly bigger on level 2, and then falls off again. But you know what? That seems like a great card for me to poop on. Let's Botanimate that. That will gain me 2 life points as well, and then I'll actually just keep my guy here, so that way we can eat it, was the initial thought, but Varric's Embrace is going to finish that off, unfortunately. My opponent plays a Banshee. This is a zombifying Banshee. Slay, deal 3 to the other player, and your other creatures are also zombies. Okay. 5/6. 5/6, eh? Well, I suppose we'll do this. Yeah, that lines up pretty well. Oh, this gets a counter. Okay, because this became a zombie, then this got to counter. I don't see how many counters are on it, but that's fine. I think it's 2. So now they've got a 4/3. I can finish that off pretty easily with the Steg, or just with the Transcendent Biologist. That's probably a reasonable play here too. Unfortunately, the Prophet does not trade well enough here. Oh, wait a minute. They just flipped this matchup with this thing. Oh, give your other zombies +1/+1. Dang, everything's a zombie apparently. Yeah, I'll just hang on to a 2/2. Good enough. And then unfortunately they are going to slay me here. So that is going to mean, I believe that that's a slay, right? Yeah, so I take 3 in addition to taking 1 each turn. Kind of a bummer there. You can finish this off with the Gizmo or with the Metamind Overseer. And then we can also play it an Armored Decayosaur or a Hibernating Bear. Probably want to level up the bear. Could also use the Gizmo on the bear. I don't hate that. And then it survives as a 5/1. Yeah, I think I'll start with that. I definitely want to play the bear, and I might not even play the bear. I might just play the bear open. Depends what we see. Oh, here's the counters. Okay, so that AI could maybe use a little bit of work, or UI. Did I say AI? I think I said AI. And they're going to eat this, drain me for 2. We're going to eat this zombie. I don't know exactly what happened, why they replaced their thing here, but no matter. We get to play a Gizmo minion and upgrade a card in my hand. So that's pretty good. We could go Gizmo with upgrading the Suppressing Prophet. That way I could use Suppressing Prophet to destroy this. And it's just a normal Gizmo. So I probably just want to play Hibernating Bear here to kick things off. 6/7 against a 6/6. Yep, let's start with that. They are going to just, hit it for 2 and then also pump this guy with 2 health. So, yeah, definitely a little bit of a bummer. I'm going to need to battle back in some ways here on the board, and I think that's going to just mean playing the Suppressing Prophet. Could make this a 7/7, make it a 9/9, make it a... So let's see. This would be a 9-11, so I could make this an 11-13. It's also not bad, but the suppressing profit also looks good with +2/+2. Yeah, I think that that's good. Just gonna throw that down here. We're gonna upgrade this. And then we're gonna suppress. Take out the Spectre, and then we won't take any damage this turn. We're a little bit behind the 8-ball though, but maybe my opponent will have trouble dealing with my 8-10 as I look to clean up the rest of their stuff. Level 2 Botanimate definitely could come into play here. And then if a spell was played this turn, I get to give this 5 armor, which basically means it just eats this zombie for free. So I do like that. This is a combo, but it's overkill. I don't need more armor, so let's just take out this thing. That also makes it non-active, so that works as well, and we'll activate this here and have enough armor to eat the zombie. What did they do? I'm not even sure. They played... What did they play? They must have played this. I think they played this last turn. I'm not super sure. Doesn't matter. I'm not super concerned with what my opponent is leveling in this. Could play a force field here. I don't really have a great warrior to use this on. I guess I could use it on the Venerable Assassin. Definitely want to play a spell, which means I want to play Force Field. But I could just use it on something else here, maybe. Maybe I wind up moving the Combat Techno Hulk. I'm not sure, but I want to get this level 3 card in my deck, so I think this is the way to play it here. They make a mindless zombie. They shrink this. Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer that either this spell is wasted or this ability is wasted. I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking I might just want to go Armored Decayosaur or Venerable Assassin just to punch through some damage here. Eat up this zombie. I think I'll worry about the level 3 Voltaic Prophet or Voltaic Prophet. I'm not going to worry about this one. So do I want to play Armored Decayosaur levels to 9 or Venerable Assassin levels to 9? They're both reasonable underdrops at the same time. I think I just go for Stealth, though, to push through some damage. I think this is the play. I'll activate even though... Wait, that did work? I didn't play a spell this turn. Oh, if a spell was played this turn, my opponent played a spell. Oh, I'm glad I pressed the button. Okay, so that card's actually a lot better than I thought it was. And I'm glad that I figured that out. Oh, Witherfrost Circle, going to be totally irrelevant here. When an enemy creature is destroyed in this lane, play a random card from your discard pile. I guess I'll just make them answer the... I mean, they have to answer the Prophet, right? So, seems good to me. Now, I could go Might of the Herd or Summoning Council. Definitely want to lead with this Hibernating Bear here as well. And then, I don't know, will I just like play the Summoning Council here? What's my hero power again? Play a Mega Gizmo? Let's get the Gizmo out. Let's get the Gizmo going. Maybe I'll just play a Spearian Steelplate here and not worry about the Witherfrost Circle. Or the Voltaic Prophet, rather. What's my opponent's hero power? Play 2 Zombie Brutes. Okay, so this is not a trade yet, but it will be a trade eventually. And this is just a positive battle. This doesn't flip it in my favor. So I feel like... No need to give a creature aggressive... That wasn't a spell. That was their Forgeborn ability. I think we just play a card here for 7. Put the pressure on, baby. And that is going to be a positive battle that even swings some other things in their favor. All right. Having the Botanimate this turn is somewhat interesting because it means that we might be able to have the Prophet be a nice swing in our direction. And this is a positive battle, which is interesting too. Unfortunately, the Assassin never survives here unless I go like Assassin plus Botanimate. But I think the Mobility card is just the best option here. And I might still wind up Botanimating on the second half of this turn. Just to eat this. Unfortunately, I can't make this survive. This is already good for me. So I feel like I maybe just like Botanimate here or trade here. Maybe I just make trades. Yeah, making trades is probably fine. Maybe could have played the Arrogant Bartok first here, if that was the plan. But I'll just continue to make some trades. This allows me the ability to move the Techno Hulk as well. Oh, and I get to play a random card from my discard pile. Okay. And does that destroy the Witherfrost Circle? Oh, it doesn't. So I should have continued to play here. Suppressing Prophet 3 could be really, really good. I think for now I'm just going to play the Wanderers. I do have the Forge, but the Wisp lines up so well against this thing. I don't know, but I only get to play 2 cards this turn. Or, I mean, I only have 2 locations to play cards this turn. Let's just play the Breakthrough card. Just try to push through some damages here, why don't we? And Suppressing Prophet can take this out, and will that count as destroying? Oh, it will. Okay, that's really silly. So I'll get to play another card here this turn and replace the Steel Plate. Oh, okay, it's a Steel Plate to replace the Steel Plate. Seems great. Seems great to me. Alright, now this is damages here. I don't know why this is an 8/8. But I'm not gonna question it. Maybe my opponent pumped it up or something. They'll go down to -31 this turn. I think we can squeeze in one more quick one in this video as well. So let's take a look at our next round of enhancements. When you upgrade a card, deal 5 damage to something. That seems really good. We do have some Metamind synergy in this deck. When you play a robot, if you have another robot, all enemy creatures get -2 attack. That also seems really good. All of your creatures are also scientists. So this is a bummer that I didn't go for the scientist thing previously, but making all of my creatures scientists just from Storybook Brawl makes me feel like there's a lot of ways that I can play into that later on, even if it does absolutely nothing right now. I am going to look to see how many Metaminds I have. No, I've got 1 Metamind. So if I have my 1 Metamind... Oh no, this one was robots. This one was robots. My bad. Okay, so let me check robots and then let me see how many ways I can upgrade cards. Because I actually do have a little bit of upgrading in this deck. My hero power upgrades, that's going to be a free 5 with an already really good hero power, I think. And then looks like I just have one card that can upgrade outside of that, which is going to be Energy Surge. Alright, so let's make everything a scientist then, I think. This is also really good. How many robots do we have? How many robots are we working with? All my gizmos are robots. Robot, warrior, robot, and another robot. There's definitely some robots here. Let's just make everything scientist, though. It's a little bit speculative, but it does have the opportunity to just go crazy for me. All right, Mad LeWinter's Memoir. And now we've got 3 options for what to battle up against here. Krogius, Blizzard Shaman. Blizzard Shaman deals damage to all creatures equal to the current cycle at the start of each turn. That seems tough. Cards named Krogius are free to play. And Palladium Hindermind deals 2 damage to one of your creatures when it moves or is moved. I don't know, all of these seem like they could be pretty tricky. I'm going to battle up against Krogius, though, I think. That seems fun to me. What is this one again? That is really not bad. But I think Armored Decayosaur is just the way to go. Play Instant Grove. Into Instant Grove. Oops. Little bit of lag here. Game might quit out on me. Nope. Okay. Instant Grove. Your creatures in this lane are also plants. If you have a creature with 15 or more health in this lane, transform this. When one of your creatures in this lane gains health, give it that much attack as well. Okay. Nothing super huge. And I think Voltaic Prophet can activate here now, because I think that counted as playing a spell. Nice. And they are going to just play a naked 6/1, which we should be able to clean up pretty easily. Oh, the Decayosaur survived. Oh, this is solid for me. My opponent slams down 1 free card and 1 played card, though. That's pretty good. Definitely wanting to clean this up with the Biologist. However, they could always gain health, so maybe let's not block it just this second. And probably just level up the Hibernating Bear. There's a part of me that wants to play Arrogant Bartok as well, though. Arrogant Bartok is a really solid card. I probably should just be leveling it whenever the chance arises. We're going to eat this Krogius, and this lines me up to potentially eat with Hibernating Bear. Alright, that's a trade, and I think we will go eating with Hibernating Bear. I also could technically eat with the Biologist, and that levels up Biologist, but I think Bear is just like a solid power player here. Really anything that I play allows me to positively battle in this location, but I think just leveling up the Bear is one of my best boys. So let's get that in. And we've got a pretty sizable tempo advantage right now. Esperian Steelplate plus Relentless Wanderer seems good, but I also kind of am interested in leveling up Botanimate. Could level it up with my hero power, I suppose, though. So maybe we'll see where that goes and just play the Wanderers right now. Ooh, that's a 2/8. Is that all it does? Oh no, it gets pretty good. So I could use Botanimate to finish it off. I'm just going to play a Steel Plate though. I'm in the mood for a 7/7 and can't activate my Prophet, unfortunately. But we'll do this. They're going to chump block. Oh, they've got a pretty synergistic deck here. It's one of the interesting things is like the AI, all of these decks are like custom built to be interestingly synergistic, you know? Oh, they saved that card. But that was a spell, so I can activate both of my Voltaic Prophets. I thought they just played a Primal Surge. Oh, this is... Okay, this is not what I thought it was. I thought this was Giant Growth, but this is totally different. If you gained health, it's free. Give one of your creatures +5/+5. So that's solid. We will just let that happen. Yeah, getting to activate both of these Prophets is pretty good. I do kind of think I want to put a Gizmo on the Prophet, but I don't want to level something up in this hand when I can just use everything else we got going on already. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to activate both of these abilities now. Oh, and I also can make a Wisp. I might not even do that. They played Heart Tree. Which is whenever you gain health, give the creature in this lane. Okay, so they don't really have anything going on right now. I don't think I'm going to activate the Relentless Wanderer. I think I'm just going to play a Hibernating Bear here and battle. Basically take no damage here. I've got all spells, so I am definitely running out a spell this turn. But I really don't have that many great options. Probably play Force Field. Could play the Stag open and then use Might of the Herd to just give it a little bit more stats, and I would be upgrading the Stag as well with my hero power. Alright, I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to go like this first. And then play a 10/10. Gaining 4 health is good. And back up to 50, really putting the pressure on my opponent here. That's also going to be great for me because I was planning on playing Might of the Herd here regardless. And it doesn't matter which creature I make aggressive. The point is we've got a 13/13. And I get to armor up. Alright, so this should end it pretty quickly here. They're doing some stuff. Yeah, nothing super useful there. They're just going to take a whole bunch of damage. Spring Dryad survives. So that's good for my opponent, but they don't have too much else going on beyond that. Can't level up the Botanimate, and they do have the Krogius. So this could still get a little bit scary. We do get to suppress the Krogius this turn, but the fact that I did not level the Botanimate could be my undoing. This could be spooky for me. So I think I'm just racing my opponent here. I'm interested in potentially playing a spell so that way I can make these things go active. And I think the Botanimate is actually pretty solid here. Then I can still play with the Suppressing Prophet. I'm just going to do these things now. So that way I get the armor on ASAP. I think that could be useful. That is still going to be a trade. And then I'm going to smack my opponent for 13 here as well, which is hopefully a little bit useful in terms of applying a clock to them. Because I am up against a Krogius here eventually. Yeah, we can play this here and shrink this. That's basically free. And now I've got a Mega Gizmo minion on my level 3 Voltaic Prophet. I think that's probably a good way to start. Suppressing Prophet if I need to push through some damage. Alright, let's play a Mega Gizmo. I'm a little bit afraid they're just going to block it with Krogius, but can't be a coward. We gotta find the win here. Alright, that's not a Krogius at least. And we are going to eat this pretty effectively. No, we are not going to eat it. We are now going to trade, but we can give this 10 armor to basically forget about all that damage. Suppressing Prophet just to kill the Swamp Moss and push in some damage also becomes somewhat reasonable here. Can't play a random card from my discard pile. Oh, I can. I can play another Suppressing Prophet. Okay, well, I'm just going to push through a little bit more damage with it then. I forgot that this would get in there. So that worked. Let's activate and activate. I'm at least not going to take any damage on this turn. And if I can activate it again next turn, then we're doing all right. Okay, they dealt some damage. Don't know what that was from. Oh, deal damage to all exhausted creatures. That's fine. Still a worthwhile endeavor there. And I'll probably want to get this Steg in with Breakthrough, huh? Maybe I'll put the Hibernating Bear here. It's a little unfortunate, though. So I might wind up replacing with Hibernating Bear, or maybe I just play Energy Surge. Energy Surge plus pump up the Steg, which would allow me to put armor on this again. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. So let's play a Gizmo, upgrade the Bartok, which might never be relevant, but then I can activate. Now they can deal damage to my exhausted creatures again, but I still think it's worth it to get this in and done early. And we're smacking for 5 plus 6. My opponent is still going to survive here, though. 5 plus 6 is 11. We're going to put them down to 1 with this play. But I think we've beaten Krogius at this point. I think we've did it. So Stealth is good for our second play, but Tanimate's also pretty reasonable on whatever's blocking either of these Stegs. We don't really have a great first play, awkwardly enough. Guess I will just play the Decayosaur here. This is a trade, right? Yeah, it is. So I'll lead with Decayosaur. There's Krogi, and he's free. So I think I play this here, which pushes through another 7 damage. I could Botanimate, but I think pushing through another lethal attacker, now they have to deal with 3 of my cards or gain enough health that this is irrelevant. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Nope, we're going to hit them for 9 plus 14 plus 7 down to 27. So there we go. And I believe that that is halfway through the campaign again. I think you fight 4 guys and then the boss, so like 2/5 of the way through. Let's see if we found anything with Scientist on it for the next video. All of your creatures are also zombies. At the start of the first turn, create and play an Aloyan Foundry. Not quite. And when you use your Forgeborn's ability, play up to 1 dinosaur from your hand for free. None of these seem super exciting. When you replace a... Well, I don't know why it says 4D. When you replace a creature, give this +2 armor if it has a bunch of armor, replace it with Ambriel. But I can't see what Ambriel is. I mean, that's cool. And actually, we do a lot of replacing on creatures. So I could see this being pretty exciting. Oh, maybe it has Defender. And Ambriel says at the start of the turn, you get 2 armor. But she's not that exciting. If this has 10 armor. So I wonder if you can give it 4 armor. And what does 4D mean? Oh, 4 armor. Oh. Oh, okay. So you don't have to do nearly that much work to get this online. It's basically just a 5/5 armor 5. Relatively easily. You got to replace 3 things. That's interesting. It will also be a meta mind. But part of me wants to just like make everything zombies. Well, let me know in the comments which of these you would take. I might have already recorded it by the time your answers come in, but I'm curious to know. The armor from Ambriel also helps to undo the venomous wound. So that's some interesting synergy. And when you use a Forgeborn ability, play a dinosaur from your hand for free. We do have at least 2 dinosaurs, right? We've got... I know we have 1. The Decayosaur and the Steg. Yeah. So playing some dinos for free could be pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty solid. But should I make a bunch of zombies, or should I try the Aloyan Foundry? Let me know, but for today, that is going to be it for me for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.